everybody, it's me, Squeakers. I'm filling in for Matt for a little bit for this Friday. I'm gonna go ahead and bring on Mr. Fedora as well. Um, Hello there. How
Hello.
are you?
Hello, how you doing, Squeakers? I'm good.
Pretty
Another
good.
Friday, another Friday night. At
Yes, another Friday night, and
least
I'm a
it's a
little bit
pleasant
nervous, but
one.
I'm gonna be okay. What was that?
At least it's a pleasant Friday night, though.
Yes, very. How's the weather doing over there?
Well, it's not too bad. It didn't get as warm as I'd like it to be, but it was comfortable enough to make me wash my car.
Right? We did that last weekend.
Well, living around the same state as I do, I believe, right? What state are you in?
I'm in Washington.
Washington.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, um, when we wash the car, we have to pay attention how cold it gets so the doors don't freeze shut.
Yeah, definitely. I'm always worried about that. My cousin had that happen to her a few years back. She ended up having her car doors frozen. It was quite an experience.
Yes,
But,
it's not an easy fix. And I want to say hello to Jay Mack, and
yeah.
it says Oregon, I believe it's saying there. He's quite happy that he hit the first comment of the night.
Nice. Well, tonight we are going to be interviewing the lovely Jill Shelley with the Boyd House, and I'd like to go ahead and bring her on real quick.
Hey, hi guys.
Hello.
How are ya?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good,
Hello,
good.
Joe.
Good. How's everything doing with the Boyd House?
Good. It's been really, really busy. We've had a lot of people coming in for investigation, so getting some pretty good stuff. So it's exciting to see. I love watching people's like Facebook lives or videos and things like that. It's just really super fun to see.
Awesome. How long have you? Go ahead, Fedora.
Now, is that a localized live stream that they can find off of one of your sites, or is that just individual sites that do their own feeds?
Usually I just, if somebody tells me they're in a paranormal group and and they have a Facebook page, I'll just check in, drop in throughout the night, hoping that they do a live video or something. Just because I just love seeing it. Plus, it's like I get to see like, oh, look at the house looks great in the background. So it's like, yeah. But I just love seeing that. But we do, I myself belong to a paranormal team, St. Croix Paranormal. And so we do a lot of videos from the house, not so much live, but we'll put out a lot of the evidence that we capture. Like we'll store it up for 1 or 2 months and then we'll put like a whole video together of it. So you can find us on YouTube for that for St. Croix Paranormal.
Nice.
Go ahead.
You said, what's the name? St. Croix?
Yep, st.croix. St.
Hold
Croix.
on 1 second.
OIX.
STCROIX on YouTube. Let's see if I did that right. No, I just spammed all the sites. We'll just do it like this. Is that right?
Yep, that would be correct.
Thank you, Luca.
Yeah, and you'll find a lot of stuff on the Boyd House. Plus, like I said, our team has been together for over 12 years now.
Wow.
And we have traveled all over the U.S. To well-known haunted locations in search of answers and things. And we have I think we have like 5 or 6 trips coming up this year. So we're super excited to get back out on the road. And it's been a long time that we've actually been anywhere other than just going to the Boyd House, which we absolutely love. But it's kind of nice to get out and check out different places as well.
Nice.
Exactly.
How long have you owned the Boyd House for?
Approximately 3 years. When we first bought it, we did a lot of renovations to it. I mean, like we left all the natural woodwork and everything. But what we did was we wanted to the house itself was built back in 1901. So we kind of wanted to bring it back to that same era. So we ended up doing like the old Victorian wallpaper. We have all pretty much as we can, old Victorian type furniture. So we just kind of give it that ambiance back of the old time days. We actually got a working Victrola in there, so we love playing. The spirits seem to really love music, not even just the old Victrola music, but not so much like current stuff, but I guess current, when I say like, they seem to really like Johnny Cash and Frank Sinatra. Like they go crazy in the house when we play that kind of music. Like the equipment will start going off to the beat of the music that we're playing for them. So yeah, they like the music.
You play any Rat Pack for them yet?
No, I haven't done that.
You know who I speak of?
Yeah, I think so. If I'm
Dean
thinking
Martin,
right. Yeah,
James Jr. and them.
Yeah, like I said, they like Frank. They like Frank. I haven't done any Dean and stuff, but I know when we did Frank, we did in the basement, we were doing a Estes method with one of my teammates who's really good at doing that. And we came across a spirit that resides down there named George. And he said he used to play music. And he liked old music and he really liked Frank. And so the next time I came, that's when I brought some Frank Sinatra down into the basement. And then the REM pod was just going off like crazy.
I bet you would love the Rat Pack being played.
Yeah. Yeah, we should play some more. He also said he liked whiskey too. So, but yeah, we're gonna go down there next time and just play some more music for them. They seem to really react to that, and also in the basement they really like to play cards. So I don't know if back in the day that's when they would play. I do know one of the spirits that passed away there, Fred and Minnie Eckhart, were one of the original owners, and they're both still in the house, as we proven with different evidences that we've gotten. We did know that Minnie liked to play cards, so we don't know if she's the one playing cards down there, but you can actually I had a couple of teams do it, and then we tried it once, is that they would use the K2 meter on the table and they would play 21, and then you would use the K2 like as a hit. So if you want to hit on the card, you hit the K2 meter. And like that ghost was spot on. Like it knew when to hit, when not to hit. It's crazy. And so that we did that. And then there was another time that I had just set out cards, and that whole night the REM pod was going crazy. But I had brought in some coins from the 1900s, like gold coins. I'm like, hey, this is the grand prize. This is everything we got. And I went around and I shuffled cards all the time. Probably every couple hours when I came downstairs, and I had one card that I laid at the edge of the table, but not like leaning over in any way. It was just, just on the edge of the table. And I'd always say like, hey, if you guys have been liking tonight's game, just go ahead and push this card off. That'll let me know. And then I came down there the last time just before I went to bed, reshuffled, like, hey, don't forget to push the card off. And 15 minutes after I left, that card flew off the table because I got it on film, which was super amazing. But when I came down in the morning, I just remember I was super excited. Like I grabbed the card and I was actually jumping up and down going, oh my God, thank you for throwing the card.
That would be exciting to see.
Yeah. I mean, not knowing if had I caught it on film or not, I didn't know. Cause at that one, I think I was using our high 8 tape. So they run out every 4 hours. So I didn't know when this occurred. So I didn't know if I caught it on tape, but I did. So I was pretty excited about that.
Great.
Nice.
Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan.
Hello.
So, outside of the Boyd house, have you guys ever experienced anything else like this before, or was this your first experience with a house like this?
No, like I said, we've traveled all over. We've done anywhere from houses. The Villisca Axe Murder House was one of our very first investigations. We got a lot of really cool stuff there. We had the REM pod go off. Later on review, I got the most amazing EVPs from that location of like the children actually talking to each other and actually using their names, which was insane.
Wow.
So that was really cool. But yeah, I think our most, we've had so many experiences at a lot of places, but we always kind of remember to go back to Whispers Estate in Mitchell, Indiana, which is a very well-known, very heavy energy type house. And we particularly they have a closet there where a man who just on his day that he retired, he dropped dead in front of this closet.
Oh my
no.
gosh.
He's very angry about that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
a lot of bad things happen in this closet. Like people actually get locked in when it's kind of the old lock where you kind of pick it up, slide it over, and drop it down. People are getting
Yeah.
locked in. And they're like, this is just impossible. People are getting scratched, pushed, all kinds of things. So even the owners were like, we will not even come up here. If we come up here and the doors are open, we won't do it.
That's a good hit.
So, of course,
Right, Vicky.
yeah. So we had to go stand in the closet, because why not, so, but when I say like closet, it's like,
Right.
hey, Marcus,
Hi, Marcus. Hi, Vicky.
like a
Hi,
really
Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
big open type walk-in closet, and they actually had a little table, a couple of chairs there, so it's big. And when I was in there, I got this voice in my head, like a man's voice that said, get out of this closet. But I also have a fear of being shut in closets and things like that, so I don't like that anyway. So I kind of just thought, oh, it's just, my subconscious or just me being me. So I'm going to get out of the closet. And I left Teresa sitting in the chair in the closet. And then the spirit box came across and it said, shut this door. And it said it just like that, very firm. And of course, we did not do that. And all of a sudden, Teresa comes launching out of that closet. And she flew 4 feet across the room. And she said something physically picked up the chair and pushed her.
Oh,
and,
wow.
and of course I was like, well, did you just fall over? She's like, I wouldn't be 4 feet out here if I just tipped over in my chair. So so that was probably like one of the most physical things that we've actually ever witnessed. But unfortunately, we always with Teresa, she's our paranormal punching bag, as we call her, because she's always getting scratched, pushed. It's always,
Magnet.
yeah, she's a magnet. It's always something.
I was always called that, so I totally understand.
Yeah. So sometimes we're like, we pull out. She's like, oh, what's going to happen to me today? So
Right. That's when you want to. That's when you want to duct tape like a GoPro over her forehead or something.
Put little light sensors on her so you can see where she's being touched and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool. What would be your all-time favorite place to go to outside of the Boyd House?
I would say I love Edinburgh Manor in Iowa. I think we've been there like 4 or 5 times. And that's like an old poor farm, sanitarium, nursing home, combo, drug rehab center. They've been through it all. But there's just thanks, Marcus. We love you too. So anyway, there's just so much activity there. You always get something. It's always like really, I get a lot of men's EVPs from the hospital that they're not happy. They're like, get out, leave. We usually get some equipment interaction. I've actually been touched on the hand there before. But I had doors shut on us. But I think one of the most things that drove me to come back, and I've never made contact with her since, but they did have a little girl there, and I don't know, maybe somebody sent her away. She passed on. I don't know. But we had a lot of fun that night. We were playing in the game room. We were playing different games and stuff. So when we investigate, especially with children, like we get right down in there. Like we'll play games, we'll dance, we'll sing, we'll anything we can do to get him interact. So we were getting a lot of interaction. And as we went to bed, it was like 3 a.m. I heard, as we left, I said, well, thanks for playing. We'll see you next time.
Right.
And we get this class EVP of this little girl that says, I'm going to miss you. And I was
That's always sad.
Gosh, I'm like so attached to this girl now, but every time I come back, I've never been able to make contact with her. So, but yeah, that was really cool.
Maybe she knew she was going to wherever she was going to, so that's why she said the way she did.
Yeah.
As
Sometimes
opposed to see you next time, or that kind of reply.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it just takes just a chance of somebody actually recognizing that they're there, that they're like, whoa, you can actually see me. Type deal.
Yeah. Yeah, we do get quite a bit of interaction with the spirits and stuff. So I just love it, though. I mean, it's just so cool. Like, and especially, I'm just like an old soul at heart, and you go into these old buildings, and you're just like, oh my god, this place back in the day. I can just imagine it. And just being a part of that history, it's awesome.
So, do you believe that most spirits that seem to be childlike are children? Do you believe they're children, or do you think they're something else mimicking children?
I would say 99.9% are actual children. Not that there isn't any evil or demonics in the world, but I think your activity level of that is pretty rare to find. So I would say, for the most part, I would say most children's spirits are children's spirits.
Okay.
What do you think? Have you ever experienced a child ghost with an adult ghost? Do you think that there's like from my experience, there's always like something else that's around them. I don't necessarily want to call it a shadow man or anything like that, but I don't know. I've had so many experiences where I've witnessed it that it's like I'm wondering if anybody else has. Like, it's a really tall, shadow-like figure that is mostly around these children's spirits, at least over here from where I've grown up.
Yeah, I haven't seen myself a physical apparition. I've just seen one or two shadows in my life, but I kind of feel like a lot of times when I feel like when I'm dealing with children in a home, that I feel like there's something looking over them or watching them or taking care of them. I just kind of seems that something that I seem to find when I investigate.
Okay. Yeah, I've been wondering about that. I've kind of keeping an eye on that and a little bit of a journal, because it just seems like, and anytime I come across a child spirit, there's always something else there, and it's just kind of weird to me. But
yeah,
that's the unknown.
I think it would be even sadder though if they were just there all by themselves and it was just the children. That would be really sad,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sad enough that there is a child spirit, but
exactly. Well, I see somebody, I think. I don't know.
What's up, everybody?
hey.
Hello.
Yeah. I see you changed it back.
Y'all are muted.
Did you get muted?
Yeah, you
I can hear you.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello.
His name.
Yeah, I saw that. My apologies for being a little tardy. Work was just it was fun. And Squeakers, no, you know what? You can stay up there.
I don't mind. You can play me around the rosy. I don't know.
You can stay right up there. Jill, finally, we get to talk. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Yes, guys, I'm here. Oh, boy. So how's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Glad to hear it.
Glad it's Friday.
Well, for some of us. I still have all weekend until Wednesday. I'm off. And then Thursday, we're leaving at like 5 a.m. to go to North Carolina, where we'll be investigating the USS North Carolina.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
I'm excited.
Aren't we, Fedora? What? I'm not going.
Yeah.
You changed your name back, so I don't think I should go now.
I can change your name. Anyway,
I am definitely excited.
And apparently we have a cryptid coming with us too. unless he changed his mind again.
Oh,
A cryptid.
oh.
He knows what
I'm
I'm talking
lost.
about.
It took me. I guess I must be a little more tired than what I realized.
Well, I do
Nice.
appreciate you guys
I'm
filling
excited
in.
to be there. Look at another place that I want to check out.
Is he going
Uh-oh.
robotics for you guys too?
The
Yeah.
Boyd
Yeah.
House. if
Okay.
anybody
I
wants
thought
to
it was
do
me. I'm usually the one with the technical problems, so I just want to make sure. So I did
Did I
catch
freeze
part of
up?
the show a little bit. You went robotic on us, like that.
Oh, okay.
Oops.
You're not getting that storm yet, are you? I know every time you get a storm up your way.
No,
Oh, okay. Maybe it's the new car. The new car is
no,
reflecting.
just bad internet.
But so Jill, again, welcome to the show. Thank you for your time. I know you're busy. I don't know if you saw before I popped on, but I had a nice little background for you. I don't know if
Yeah,
you caught
I
that.
saw that. Yep.
Okay. So I was listening in a little bit on the show just so I can get my bearings. But one thing I've always been curious about is, so how did you come to acquire the Boyd House?
Well, doing all the investigations that our team has done kind of brought me to the idea of having your own haunted location, because I thought that would be like super cool to have your own place to go anytime you want to do investigations. And I also kind of feel like you build more of a rapport with the spirits because you're there all the time.
Fair.
So that kind of financially, about 3 years ago, I was able to purchase the Boyd House, and I just kind of came about that. Pretty much found it on my own on the MLS, but I had like a really, really good feeling about it. Like I got kind of obsessed almost in a way with the house before I even went there. And so we went there to investigate, and actually our realtor was running late, and Donna from my team was with me. We were just eating lunch in the car, and I was like sitting there and just kind of looking, and I'm just like, hey, I kind of feel like somebody's looking at you through that attic window a little bit. And she's like, totally, yes. So but then when we went in there, we got one of my REM pods went off within 8 minutes of being there. And then it kind of would feel like somebody was in the room at that time when the REM pod was going off. We did get a couple responses on the spirit box session. But again, we were only there for like an hour and a half. So it's like, how can you get that much, proof in that short amount of time? So I did reach out to a psychic medium I really trusted, and she said that there were 6 spirits there. Just kind of told me a lot of things about them. And as we got to investigating, everything that she said was spot on. But then I also thought, well, okay, do I just leap faith of that? Or you know what? Let's just talk to the owners, see what they have to say. Maybe they think I'm nuts. I have no idea. But they were real hesitant to talk about it, especially since they were elderly couple, because back in the day you talk about that, you're crazy.
Yeah.
But they did say that they used to hear old-timey fashion music in the house at some points. And she says, I always thought the house was a little funny. That's what she said. And then I talked to her children who, they were adults now. But a couple of them still live in town. And so I spoke with them, and they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, we saw a man. My friends would get touched. I mean, she was like telling all these stories. So I was like, okay, this is the house. This is it. So yeah, I went ahead and purchased it. And yeah, it's been crazy ever since. It's just new stuff happens all the time. You think you got them down pat, and it all changes.
Yeah, I've heard, which I see Marcus is here. Lisa's here, so Minnesota Spirit Hunters obviously was there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you are aware, Jill, but they actually asked me to do a virtual investigation with them.
Yeah, I think I saw some of that stuff on their live feeds and stuff. Yeah, I was checking it out for sure. Yeah, it looks like they had a great night, so I'm really excited about that.
They did. Now, there was something I did want to ask you, and this isn't, I don't want to make this all about the Boyd House. I do want to ask about your team.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
But do you guys normally have internet connection issues? up at the Boyd House? Is it the area, or is it the house itself, or is that just something unique
It
to?
depends on your provider because it's a pretty
Oh.
remote town and we don't have any Wi-Fi there. We're really hoping to get it this fall. So it just depends. Like we're with AT&T and we have no problem, but then my friend who had Verizon couldn't get anything. She couldn't even make a phone call.
Oh, okay.
So it just depends on who you're using. So
Okay. I just thought maybe it was just Marcus, or maybe it was one of Lisa's dolls. I don't know. Maybe it was Maud.
Mod does have a way of doing some funny, interesting things when we're on live.
Even when we're
She's a
not
thinker.
live. Look at last night. We had a meeting
Yeah.
last night. And we're not going to talk about the meeting, but
No, please don't. You'll get me started again.
there you go. Lurker, I know you're peeking in, and there you go.
Sorry,
Marcus,
guys.
Lisa,
Inside joke.
and we're gonna keep it in an inside joke. But anyway,
Yes.
So Jill, how long have you been in the field?
Probably 12-ish some years now, as far as actually doing investigation, but I've always been a crazy ghost kid since I was really, really little. So I was that weird kid that was into ghost and scary things and things that you think little children shouldn't be involved with.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Anybody who calls me normal, I get offended. I'm like, no. I'm paranormal. Get it right. Thank you.
Yes.
We were all the guinea pigs with a lot of things, though. You know, our parents, it was, I mean, we didn't have PG-13 until what, the late 90s?
I don't even remember. I know. I distinctly remember being young and going to some of the horror movies with my family or some other ones, and they just like closed my eyes. Just sit in the movie theater, and all of a sudden, just no, you can't watch it.
Yeah,
I
I
forgot about the ears, though. It was always the eyes.
Yeah, I remember going to see my mom, who hates horror films and anything scary. But that was the summer I broke my leg, and so she felt really bad and wanted to go see Poltergeist. So my mom took me to that. Yeah, I didn't sleep for a couple days. And she was just horrified by the whole film. So it's like,
please tell me you guys went to like a night show, like right before bed.
pretty sure we did. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember going in with, and yeah, my mom not liking that. I had my big cast on. So.
Get home. All right. Good night, sweetie. Have a good night. And remember everything that you saw in the movie? Yeah, it's real. Shut the door.
I know I didn't sleep that night though. I know, and I think even like my tree. We do have one of them trees that hit the window. I think that was going on.
Oh,
Like,
no.
Oh, God, I used to hate that. I think I had the same thing happen, and I think we're like right after the first time I moved in with my sister in her bedroom because I was scared. That was it.
Oh boy, Fedora, you're just chilling out up there,
guys. My internet seems to be getting wonky, so
Uh-oh.
I'm going to take this opportunity to jump out.
All right, brother. Thank you so much for filling in. I
Oh.
greatly appreciate it, and we'll be seeing you very soon.
Thank you, Fedora.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, Jill.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Maybe when you see me next time, I'll be better here. See you later, guys.
And I'll be on time.
Bye. See you later.
See you, brother. Oh, I love Fedora. But yeah, just work today was just. Anyway, so you've been in for about 12 years. Let's see who's all here real quick. We'll jump into the chat. Vicky's here. Hey, Vicky.
Oh.
I see
I
you.
think we might have hit the same button at the same time.
Not me. I hadn't touched anything. You're doing... Squeakers is up to her tricks again. What's up,
I am.
Raymond? How you doing tonight, brother? Explorer with Holy Cowgirl. Love the name. How are you tonight? How are you? We got who's all here? Paranormal consult. Wait, what? Is that a lurker? I think that's a lurker.
I think so.
I don't
Yep. It has to be. Yep.
And of course, J Mac. What's up, brother? Jonathan Myers, everybody, you guys are awesome. And yeah, Minnesota Spirit Hunters, they're here too. But I love those guys. Those guys are awesome. They're literally like another family. So Joe, one question I always love to ask people, and I always get told I stole this, and you know what, Brian, deal with it. Love you, brother. But what is your favorite piece of equipment? What's your go-to? You're leaving for the house to investigate. First thing you're grabbing.
Anything spirit box related. We have like the portal, the S box, the SB11, the S7, a modified one. We just have all the different versions of them. I just absolutely love the science behind the spirit box. I know a lot of people like, but I take it to heart what's being said. So I don't take a lot of yes, no answers, but I have gotten so many full sentences to answers to my questions. I have gotten swear words, which you're not going to hear on the radio. So I mean, it's just been phenomenal, and it is just like one of my favorite pieces of equipment. Like the Boyd House, we know as Fred and Minnie Eckhart is one of the family that lived there, died there. But I remember I was sitting in the bedroom and I was pointing up at a picture of the wall of Fred and Minnie, and I said, "Hey, is anybody here? Anybody in this picture?" And it said plain as day on that spirit box, "Do you mean the Eckharts?" So I mean, like, you can't deny that is anything other than a spirit coming through, because you're not going to hear that on the radio.
Yeah. I had a question. So St. Croix.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Vicky wants to know. I didn't click that, so that must have been you squeakers. But Vicky wants to know: have you investigated in Missouri?
My timing sucks.
Yeah, there was I believe I'm almost positive it's in Missouri, and if I'm not, I'm so sorry. But we did the haunted castle house in Missouri. So we've done that, and I think there's been a couple others. And it's been so many years that we travel. Sometimes, unless I'm looking at a paper, I can't remember everything. But yeah, that was a super fun particular trip that we did.
So that actually does sound like fun, like Edinburgh, or Edinburgh, is it?
Edinburgh.
Yeah. That's right, Edinburgh. Obviously, Boyd House sounds like a blast, and from what I've just seen over the computer, it's like, yeah, that's definitely on my bucket list.
Yes, definitely.
But I want to know St. Croix Paranormal. How did that come about, and how did you get involved with them, or is that your team?
Well, one of the guys I work with, we used to just have the common interest of horror films, and so we would start talking about that. And then one time we just started talking about ghosts, and the next thing he's like, "Oh, I'm looking to start a team. Let's get together and start going out." He's like, "I got a camera," and I'm like, "Okay." So we just kind of started that way, and then we just started doing basically private homes, any local businesses that we heard about. And then from there, we just kind of found people that found us, that were interested. One girl actually was somebody I worked with, which is Donna now, but her sister-in-law worked at the hospital I work with. And we were talking about ghosts one day, and she's like, "Oh my God, you got to call my sister-in-law." And so me and Donna actually met in a graveyard for the first time, and just kind of investigated the graveyard and see how we kind of felt each other out and how we liked each other. And we're like best friends.
That's awesome.
So we've been together ever since. Yeah. And then Steve, one of the other founders, brought Teresa in, and she's still with us today. And then we have Alex, who found us via the internet and asked if we were looking for anyone. And at the time we were looking to expand, and we met up with him. We liked him, and he's been with us for probably, I don't know, 8 years now. It just seems like forever. We're just this one little close-knit family,
That's awesome.
We've had people come and go, but it seems like this group, this core, always seems to stay together. So
that's awesome. And actually, it's funny that you said you met her in a cemetery, because that's where I met my wife.
Oh, really? There you go. There's some stories to tell your kids.
No, she won't have kids. No. Nope. I just have my daughter, her stepdaughter, and she's okay with that. She likes her cats and fur babies, as she calls them, but nope, no kids. She doesn't want them. Which, okay. You have any questions, Squeakers? Or are you just gonna sit there?
I'm sorry. I was just listening to you guys.
See,
I was
Jill,
enjoying the
you'll-
story.
Jill, you'll notice. I don't know how many if you've seen any of my shows or our shows now, but nothing scripted. It's all hang out, chill, relax type thing, and we just pick on each other.
Oh
You
yeah,
just
that's the way
poke.
to do it. That's the way to do it.
You got anything you want to ask, Squeakers, before we go to Mr. Fedora's question?
Well, another. Well, actually, was the Boyd House? Did they ever have like a speakeasy in the basement? Do you think?
That I don't know. So we have, I think our deed goes back to 1884, and then that land at that time was owned by the Minneapolis-St. Louis Railroad, and then also the Sioux Dakota Reservation line butts up on the edge of town.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what kind of records may or may have not been kept back in the day. So I don't know what transpired on that land in the house. Even though the house was built in 1901, I really can't. I like the Eckarts are the first real history I get in 1912, and there was a family there before, but I can't find anything on them. I don't know how long they've been there, what happened. I don't know if I don't think they died. I think they moved away. But it's so hard to find history sometimes, going back that far.
Yeah, and a lot of times they burn the records too, even in like hospitals, any kind of state records.
Yeah,
it's really hard to find.
It would make sense though, because they seem to really like to play the cards down there. And we've had a lot of, answers about like whiskey and alcohol and, things like that. So who knows, or that might've just been where they entertained. I don't know. I think that was an old dirt basement though, back in the day.
I wonder if you would find like any bottles or anything in the ground. That'd be interesting.
I know Donna wants to bring her metal detector and go dig.
I was just gonna say. Now it's funny because they talk about records and stuff like that. One thing, like I provide training for new investigators and new teams, and that's one thing I tell them is like look at the recorded history, but also think about what could have been unrecorded, because there are some things like it's not like everything that's recorded is literally every second of every day. There is going to be some gaps in timeline, so you never know what might happen or might have happened. But I'm kind of curious about this myself, and I'm glad Fedora asked. Being a smaller town, and I've seen Google Maps of this, and Boyd is a small community. How do the locals react to you having a haunted house and having people come in and investigate?
At first, they didn't seem to really like it, just because they thought the house isn't haunted, and I don't think they really understand what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But then, as we started to meet some of the town people, kind of explain what was going on. A lot of them I know watch on Facebook. And also knowing the family members, I've had them come over. Some of them come over during investigations, family members. So I think they've become a lot more accepting of what's going on. We've actually had a few people even come up and stop and say, "Hey, one time when I was in the house, you know what happened?" So now I think it's a little bit more well received. And of course, you're going to have, your non-believers or your skeptics and stuff. But,
of course.
and I think it kind of helps too. We bring a little bit of economy to the town as well. And, like you said, it is a small town. It's probably, last I knew, it was like 175 population, which back in the day, there was like 500 back in the 1900s. And it was the big Wild West booming town. Like I've seen pictures of, the cowboys and the wagons and the old super fashion cars. And, they had so many restaurants and hotels and all kinds of stuff in this town. And now there's like 5 things. So,
now, correct me if I'm wrong. That was a mining town, correct?
No, I think they just basically, because they mostly had hardware stores, dry good, but they had granary and they had like a creamery in town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I did see that there was a lot of geological surveys done in that area. So I was just kind of curious if it was mining. But Vicky wants to know about this castle house you were talking about. She misspelled it, but is that what the one you're talking about?
No, it's not Pythian Castle. I want to go there. That's on my bucket list. Let me just look. Nope, they do call it the Haunted Castle House. I just looked at the picture on the wall I have. So And that I believe is on. Oh, great! We'd love to see you, Raymond. I believe that is in Missouri, and I think you just Google it. What do you want to say? Isn't there's like a really fancy lake or something out that way? Lake of the Ozarks area. So
Okay.
it's around that area.
Let's see.
Yeah, so I know you can find them on Facebook under the Haunted Castle House, and they still they were having some health issues, so I'm not sure how much they're doing now. But I will tell you what was really awesome, that was the only place we've ever been where somebody comes and cooks you breakfast. So
Oh wow.
Wow.
so awesome. We were just like, oh my gosh, we've never had like this hot meal made for us just before we leave our investigation. And she asked us tonight what we wanted for breakfast, and she made us this awesome, fabulous breakfast. It was great.
That's awesome. I just looked it up. Pythian Castle is in Springfield, Missouri. So that's where that is.
Yeah,
Which means
that's on my bucket list because that looks like a really cool place. But
ooh. What do you guys think? Maybe for those watching, you guys know of Para-Unity Day. Jill, did you hear about that yet? Para-Unity Day?
I've seen some stuff floating around.
Good, at least it's getting out there. So Para-Unity Day, what it is, it's a 2-day event that I have planned out in September 26th and 27th of this year. And basically it's us all getting together, hanging out, having a good time, and kind of networking with each other at this local fair. And being from, I'm sure you know how small town fairs are. They're a really big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Here in Pennsylvania, there's one called the Bloomsburg Fair, and I'm inviting anybody and anybody to come meet face to face, hang out, maybe, get food coma type stuff, and possibly hit up a couple of hot spots while we're here. And then the very next day on the 27th, we're going to hit up a lot of everyone's bucket list, Gettysburg.
Oh, very cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
So quite maybe, I might need to take a trip out to Missouri again. I've traveled out there. I went to St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
But we definitely need to plan this out. Maybe we can make it a Para-Unity Day 2023.
There you go.
That sounds like fun. So Fedora is wondering, speaking of economy, how was the local government taken to you being there? Well,
I don't know. I just pay higher taxes. That's all.
Don't we all?
Yeah. It used to be considered a residential house, but not anymore. So they had to raise my taxes up. So
Right.
How did they change it and why?
they changed it to the Airbnb type status.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you pay a little bit
Gotcha.
more doing that. So
Well,
Gotcha.
we're going to take some time. I want to find out what the future holds for you, what plans you have for St. Croix, for the Boyd House, everything. But before we do, we're going to take a quick little commercial break, as I call it. We're just going to take some time to thank a couple people really quick. First and foremost, guys, we want to thank you for tuning in, hanging out with us. Want to thank, obviously, Jill for taking her time out to hang out and chat with us in this chaos that is my show. But I also want to thank Parapost, Brian John Laverty, Parapost.net, for an amazing platform that he has been working very tirelessly on. Jill, I don't know, are you a part of Parapost yet?
I am actually, yeah, and even
Yeah.
on the little or on your guys' website, I think he's got a little thing for haunted location Boyd House. It's on there. So, and I had issues doing it. He did it for me, so thank you so much.
That's what I love. You don't have to wait 6-7 hours to get a hold of somebody. Brian Laverty is right on top of it, and if he doesn't have the answer, he will find it for you. But all you guys have to do if you want to be a part of this is go to parapost.net or go to your app store for Android or iOS. It doesn't matter. It's completely free. I have it on both my phones. I say this every time because it's true. I have it on both phones. I have it bookmarked right on top of my desktop. And of course, we got Para right here. I will never, ever have a show without Para. I love it. Such a cute little logo. I love it. And then I know, Jill, we talked a little bit about equipment. I don't know if you've checked them out or you've gotten anything from them, but deesghost.com. Jesse
Yeah, I just
Stewart.
bought their orbs not too long ago. They're little.
I love those things.
Yes.
I absolutely love them, and I love the fact that the price is competitive. It's great.
Definitely, yes.
$10 for an orb that you don't have to throw away once it dies. You can literally buy new, lights for it.
Mhm.
So, I mean, and he has insurance on it. Definitely check it out. Jesse's doing some amazing things over there at D's Ghost. And obviously, if you're over there, use the code. Help me out, Lisa. I know you're in the chat somewhere, but Paranormal in the Funhouse, Brandon Crody has one. I think it's code Funhouse, but you get a discount. You get a discount whenever you do it. So you save money. You save money just by hanging out, and go check out Paranormal in the Funhouse, Brandon Crody and his crew, because they're funny. I heard you guys talking about guinea pigs and using people to, throw them in the dark and all that good stuff. You're going to get that with Funhouse. Scooby, if you're listening. And then obviously go check out Nationwide Paranormal with our boy Aaron Wing. Have you had the pleasure yet, Jill, of meeting Aaron?
No.
Oh, he's an awesome guy. I love Aaron Wing. He is another brother to me. He believes in pure unity. Speakers.
If I can get it right, my
There
camera's
you go. He believes in para-unity. He loves everybody. He's welcoming to everybody. And he is a great partner. We've partnered up to build this community, to support each other, to network with. Exactly what Parapost is doing, but more, I would say, together, I guess, more active, more proactive. There we go. And also, guys, if you haven't already, check out, or you're interested in a P3 program, it's a community of drama-free, BS-free, all that good stuff environment, to where you have support with other paranormal teams and groups and enthusiasts from all over the world. If you need help or need advice or want to share your evidence and don't have to worry about being judged, hit me up. I'll get you a part of the P3 program, and you don't have to change anything. That's it. So we're going to take some time.
Cool things coming too with that.
Yeah. And if you want to be a part of a really cool little video that Marcus from Minnesota Spirit Hunters made for us, you check this out. You'll love it. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Take this time to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And while you're doing that, go check out St. Croix. There you are. St. Croix. Check out St. Croix and the Boyd House LLC and check them out. Give them a like and follow too, because they got some good stuff too. So we'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies. And welcome back, everybody. You know, I still think that sound at the end is still a cat. Somebody is squeezing a cat. And I don't care what anybody tells me. That's not going to change my mind. It sounds like it. But thank you again, Marcus from Minnesota Spirit Hunters, for making that for us. We are going to be revamping it, redoing a couple different things to it, but I still love it. Still love it. Gives me chills.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Yeah. Did you expect anything less from Minnesota Spirit Hunters?
Definitely. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome for sure.
So, first of all, let's talk about the future at Boyd House. What plans do you have? Like, are you going to turn it into like a bed and breakfast, an attraction, just leave it as a haunted location? What are your plans?
Just pretty much, for my team to continue to do research down there and just allowing other people to come in and do investigations. We have talked about doing some events there. I don't know. I just am not always the super motivated to do that. So I just,
Fair.
it's a lot of work.
Yes.
But hopefully, one of these days we're going to get an event going there. We talk about it all the time. It's just moving forward and getting it done. So,
well, if you'd like any help, I know I'll throw Marcus under the bus. You can ask him; he'll help you.
oh, there you go. There's someone we can work with.
But no, in all seriousness, if you want to start something or get something, reach out. More than happy to help out in any way we can, even if it's just promoting it.
Sure.
More than happy to help.
Yeah. Definitely. I appreciate that.
Oh, anytime. So then what's the future then for St. Croix Paranormal? what are you guys planning? Or where can people find you, all that good stuff? What's that?
Well, this year we actually planned 5 trips this year, so we're super excited to get back on the road and start investigating. So we have our first trip coming up in April. We're going to it's not a very well-known house, which I'm kind of excited to go to, such as the Boyd House. It's kind of unknown. Nobody really knows a lot about it, but it's called the Davies House in Indiana. So not very well known, but we're going to check her out, see what we can find. And then we're going to Indiana State Sanitarium. So that we're really stoked about that one. So we love our sanitariums.
I don't blame you.
And then we're doing Stimson Hospital in Michigan. And then we are also going to Middle Point School in Ohio, and then the Horge House in Iowa, which is also a train station. So it's just a little bit different stuff this year. So we're pretty excited to go.
Ohio's right next to me.
Yeah, we've been to Ohio a lot. You know what? Your state of Ohio has so many awesome haunted locations, but I hate the fact it's like a 14-hour drive for us sometimes. So it's like one place we don't get to as often as we want, because there's so many amazing places over there.
Well, I'm telling you right now, you guys ever get to PA, to Pennsylvania, you let me and Mr. Fedora know, and we'll definitely have to meet up.
I know. Yeah, it's that darn drive,
Oh, I know. Oh, trust me. Oh, trust me. I know. I'm driving to North Carolina next. Well, my wife and her girlfriend and I, we're all driving to North Carolina next Thursday. We're leaving at 5 a.m, which, by the way, Squeakers.
Yes.
Do you remember what? No, but do you? No, I am. I'm an idiot. Newsflash. But do you remember on our schedule what's happening next Thursday morning?
No.
So while I'm in transit to North Carolina, I guess I'm going to be a guest on the Chad Smith podcast. I forgot all about it. I thought that was the week after until I looked and I was like, crap. But
Chad Smith.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, so no, we're going down to North Carolina, and that's I think a 9-hour drive for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be so much fun. Get to meet up with Jonathan Myers, hopefully Mason from MJC Paranormal. I'm meeting up with Emmy. I don't know if you've ever seen PDX, Joe. Mm-mm. PDX Paranormal. Oh, you've got to look her up. She is a riot. I love Emmy. You think? I mean, my podcast is kind of out there, but hers is really out there. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
no
I'll
matter
check
no
her
matter
out.
what. Yes, and anybody else too, if you haven't already, check out PDX Paranormal on YouTube. She does these types of shows, and she's a riot. I love her. And Patty from the G Team, I believe, is coming, and a couple others are coming along, and it's going to be a blast. And we're going to start doing some more of these investigations and involving more people and more groups, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Mhm.
And then what is it? September, I think it is. Yeah, September. I'm going to Tennessee. I'm going to Nashville. That's a 14-hour drive for me.
Yeah.
So trust me, Joe, I'm right there with you. And I drove, like, I'm from like right here in Pennsylvania, like right in the middle of the state. I drove to St. Louis, Missouri. I don't know how I did this, but it was 14 hours to get there, but it took me 18 hours to get back.
Oh, that's he must have took a different route.
How did I don't know how I did it, but I was like, okay. Okay, so one thing I always love to ask, and again, this is where, and I've already talked to HR Brian Laverty. I've already talked to him. I'm fine for asking this, but it's an inside joke. He always bashes him and Lex on Through the Lens on his show. They always hound me and say, "Oh, he steals our material or steals our questions." It's because they're good questions. So, but welcome to my show. And this is the part of the show, Joe, where I try to get Squeakers to snort. So give me some time.
Nope, not gonna happen tonight.
You sure about that, Squeakers?
No.
Anyway, so I want to ask you, Joe. Money is no object. You have all the time in the world. You can go wherever you want to go to investigate. Where are you going? Where's on top of your bucket list?
The old South Pittsburgh Hospital in Tennessee. I want to go there. I don't know why. I just want to go. It looks like a really phenomenal place to go.
I think that's one of the first ones that's actually in the States that's like close. Most people, whenever they say something in the States, like, and I don't blame them, like Myrtle's Plantation, down in the Bayou, down in New Orleans. They say Queen Mary.
I really want to go to New Orleans. I want to see the skeleton house.
Yeah, that'd be fun too. Some people have said Salem, Massachusetts, which I've been there. That's a lot of fun. Me personally, I want to go over to Hellfire Club. But that's cool that you want to hit up the South Pittsburgh Hospital. That is really cool.
Yeah, we'll get there one of these days. We always do.
And that's achievable too. That's what's even better. It's actually achievable.
Yeah.
Ron from RRLC Paranormal. What's up, brother? Haven't seen you in a hot minute. Where you been hiding? And then Scott's working that morning, then driving there, so around 14 hours for him. He's coming to North Carolina too. Wait, what's this? Vicky says Alta, Illinois is supposed to be the most haunted town in the U.S. Great energy. I don't know if I've ever heard that one. Jill?
Yeah, I haven't heard Alta. I mean, there's a lot of places in Illinois I've been, but I'm not, an expertise on every state by any means. But
I'm lucky I know where I'm at half the time. I just start hearing voices. I'm like, oh crap, I'm live. Oh. Don't mind me. St. Louis is 3 hours from me. Really? See, this is another thing I like about these shows is because we can all get together, centralized somewhere. Well, anyway, congratulations, Jill. You hit the hour mark and you haven't ran away yet. So thank you.
No problem. I've been enjoying this.
Well, that's good. So anyway, Squeakers, do you have any final questions before we?
Well, yeah. Outside of actually doing investigations, when you're working at the Boyd House, do you have any interesting things that go on during the day or nighttime?
Yeah, actually, I do get a lot of activity during the daytime because when we come in there and clean and stuff, I don't usually do investigating because I kind of get focused on, I got to get everything cleaned, I got to get this done, that done. I usually do have a voice recorder on at all times, so I flip that on as I'm cleaning. But when I've done that, I've had like I feel that spirits have been around me, get that tingle, that energy feeling. I've had my shirt tugged on. I've heard footsteps come up behind me. I've actually caught an EVPs while I'm working. Like we did have one when I was I wasn't really working, but I got up in the morning, nobody was up, and I was just putting stuff away from the night. So I was like putting a tripod away from one of our cameras, and I got an EVP of a man saying, "How are you this morning?" So we got that. And then my favorite one, I think, is I was doing some cleaning. I was the only one in the house. And I talked to him just as I'm having a conversation with you. So I was telling the spirits like I was going to a wedding that weekend, and if they'd been to a wedding, just kind of talk. And I was just like, da, 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 da. Like I'd listen back to the voice recorder, and if I hadn't been yapping so much, I would have heard everything that she said. But over my voice, you heard her kind of grumbling something, and then you heard, "I'm trying to sleep." So it's like, here's this poor spirit trying to take a nap, and I'm in there just talking and cleaning away. So that was like one of my favorite things. So yeah,
that's funny. That is awesome.
It was a good one. I think they got a pretty good sense of humor. I did actually have a psychic tell me, so we had never actually ever wallpapered in that house. Well, actually wallpapered ever a day in my life. We watched a YouTube video, thought, hey, that looks pretty easy, right? So we ended up doing that. And there's a lot of words exchanged between my husband and I, and a lot, it did not go well. But we got her done. And one of the psychics who didn't know anything about me or my house just said, hey, there was somebody in that house that wallpapered and really didn't know what they were doing, but the spirits got a kick out of that. So it's like, imagine them just standing around laughing and just joking. And so they're very intuitive. They do watch what you're doing. So they're there. They're definitely there.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, I have one more question for you, Jill, before we end it tonight. A part 2. How would you and St. Croix like to come in for a part 2?
Oh, totally. Would love to. Yeah.
Awesome. Now my part 2s are a little weirder because we're actually comfortable with each other, and who knows what might happen. Because I sure as hell don't. I never know what happens on my show. But no, I would love for the whole team to be hanging out with us and chatting.
Oh yeah, that would be
everybody.
Fun. Yes. Oh my God, when we're all together, it's bad.
I was gonna say, maybe if we can set it up, maybe we can interview you from the Boyd house.
It would be good. I don't know how that reception would be, but we could. But we're gonna probably get the internet in fall, so then that we could totally do it then. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think we've scheduled anybody out that far, but we can definitely do that.
Yeah.
I barely know where I'm at.
I think we're clearing to May.
Hit you up when we get the Wi-Fi down there, because we want
absolutely
to control the heat volume when we're not there. So
heck, maybe we could do a Halloween special. Maybe we can hook up with Minnesota, Marcus, and do a live investigation.
Yeah, there.
I might be at
fun.
Halloween.
Might have to juggle that one.
Might have to juggle that.
Cool. Yeah, I was thinking about going over to the cemetery too on Halloween.
So, well, you should know by now. You should know, especially after last night, Squeakers. Speak clearly. Especially when I'm on the other end of this.
Oh my God.
You know when you hear things, Jill, that somebody says that you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What did you do? Yeah, that was last night. That was completely
that was a bad moment, and I'm never gonna live it down.
Nope. Now anytime Squeaker sees a Coke can, she just starts laughing because she.
Yep.
Maybe we'll talk backstage about it. But anyway, or maybe we'll talk live about it. Squeakers, what do you think? Do you think we can get Squeakers?
I don't want to get kicked out.
But anyway, Jill, again, thank you. So stop it.
Lurker.
You.
Hey, I think there I go again.
Anyway, guys, before this gets demonetized, well, it's not even monetized. Before we get banned, this is we're gonna call it a night. But Jill, again, thank you so much for coming on. It
Yeah,
was
thanks for having me.
it was a pleasure. And again, I'm
Yes.
sorry for
It
being
was
late.
nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you too.
So if you could please just hang out backstage for just one moment, we'll get
Sure.
part 2 scheduled for you.
All right. Sounds
All
great.
right, we'll see you in a minute.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Look at her cheeks.
Anyway, there it is. We got it. Save it for last, guys. We got the snort. Squeaker. I'm going to start calling you squeakers and start calling you snorters. Anyway. Well, she's trying to compose herself. Fedora, if you're still watching, I really appreciate you filling
Yes,
in
thank you.
while I was indisposed getting Coke. But Squeakers, you are awesome. You are a fantastic co-host. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate you stepping up and filling in until I came in. But
not perfect yet, but I'm getting there.
you're doing just fine, Squeakers. You are doing absolutely fine. So we'll see you in a minute backstage. You want to say anything to everybody before you leave?
Yep. Have a good one and be safe out there and go ghost hunting.
I like it. All right, guys. And thank you guys again for your continued support for everything we do. And especially the support from you four right here. You guys are absolutely awesome. This show wouldn't be half as good without each and every one of you guys. And that's what it's about. We're here to entertain you, to have fun, to introduce you to some amazing guests, just like tonight with Jill. Who have some amazing stories. I mean, this is why we need a part 2, because I'm sure she's got a lot more stories than what we could talk about in just an hour. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys for your continued support and your love. And you guys do not want to miss next week. But next week, guys, is going to be a little different. We are going to have Sundown Paranormal again. They're coming back, and I can't wait. But it's going to be at 4 o'clock Eastern time, not 7. So join us 4 p.m. Eastern time for Sundown Paranormal for their part 2. And you stop it, Lurker. And we'll see you guys on Wednesday. I can't wait. And then, of course, Friday, like I said, the USS North Carolina. We're going to have 2 videos for you guys. So a very special Friday night. One's going to be a walkthrough, an introduction to everybody, introduce you to the ship, see everything. So please share it around, spread the word. And then at 9 or 10 p.m., depending on what happens, we're going to be going live for at least a 2-hour investigation. You heard me right. At least a 2-hour live investigation on the battleship. You do not want to miss it, guys, because this is going to be the first time that I've been there, and it's been a while since I've been in the field, and I got that itch, and we're going to have some fun. So you guys want some good times, join in. So like and subscribe, turn the notifications on. Thank you again for Parapost Network for letting us stream on here. I appreciate it. Everything that you guys are doing. Taryn, Brian, all you guys that are involved. I really appreciate it and love you guys for it. So I only got one more thing left to say, guys. You all have yourselves a great rest of your night. Have fun. Stay safe. And as always, happy hauntings.